gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Boom! That was
beautiful. You can take that anywhere.
Well, welcome. We have, and before I get you to introduce him, we have to do this because this is going to be the start of every podcast after the music. We're in Idaho. We're famous for potatoes. Tell me what your favorite kind of eaten potato is. Is it French fries, mashed potatoes?
I think mashed potatoes is my favorite.
Brown gravy or white gravy? Country gravy.
Oh, I go country gravy.
With a little bit of sausage in it?
Yes, if possible.
Really?
Good call.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I've never had that on a mashed potato.
Well, you're wrong.
You're wrong. Okay, now to you. Intro. The Go Idaho Podcast is hosted by Greg Langhaim and Ken Lee. In this podcast, we feature everything Idaho, including some of the most influential people in this great state. Now, here's your host, Greg Langhaim.
Welcome, everybody, back to the podcast. And here we have Matthew Jordan, the owner of Music Makes Connections here in Boise. He's been the owner of this company for 11 years. And what's cool about this is it's music therapy.
It is.
So welcome, Matthew.
Thank you.
Happy to have you.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
And it's Music Makes Connections.
That's correct.
Not
Yes.
music together, music, whatever. What were you calling it earlier?
Music makers.
Music
No.
makers.
Because I was thinking we're making music today.
Oh,
So music
that's
makers.
true.
Which makes sense. So I named it Music Makes Connections because I said music therapy. So music can make connections when other things can't make connections.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to kind of go over things like, so if somebody has like dementia or a stroke or things like that, they feel really isolated because they can't talk with people, but the music can make the connection.
Okay.
I love it. And your logo, by the way, is awesome.
Oh,
I don't know
thank you.
who designed it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was Lindsay Bergevin. Give her a
Shout
shout
out.
out. There you go.
Follow her on Instagram.
There you go. My favorite.
I don't.
Yeah, follow her on it. My favorite part about it is the little face and the guitar.
Yeah.
I just
It's really
love it.
cool, huh?
It is very cool.
That's awesome.
Awesome. All right, were you doing icebreakers like first before we get into the whole
Sure. Yeah.
music
Go for
therapy?
it.
So,
please.
okay, rapid fire, this or that. Let's go. Italian food or Chinese food?
Chinese.
Good call. Fishing or hunting or neither? I could have.
I'll go fishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like you don't really do a lot of either.
No, I don't.
Well, you're playing the guitar all the time. So,
Yeah.
Sure.
But I have been fishing, so I'll take fishing.
Okay. I've been a lot too. I haven't caught anything yet, but that's still another story. Okay. Mountains or the beach?
I'm gonna say the beach.
Burgers or tacos?
Burgers.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Okay. Ketchup or ranch?
Ranch.
All right. Now, ranch or fry sauce?
I'm gonna say fry sauce. When I was younger, it would have been ranch, but
Okay.
I grow. You know,
Yeah.
I progress in life.
Okay. Air guitar or air drums?
Drums.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll air drum it.
I like it. Vacation or staycation?
Staycation.
Coffee or tea or neither?
I will go neither.
Okay.
Yes.
Water or milk? Can we do that? If he's neither. I mean, we got to orange juice.
You want to hear about my
Orange juice and
drinking
milk? Yes.
habits? Water. Water is king.
Okay.
Water is king.
I like it.
Yeah.
Water is really good for you. I need to drink more water. Okay. Lastly, play sports or watch sports. And we'll make this into two things. Now and then when you're younger.
Oh, when I was younger, it was definitely play.
Okay.
Now I want to play, but you know the mind is willing, but the body not so much. But I'll still go out there. I'm going to be in a turkey bowl.
Oh.
Yeah. Hopefully
Is
I don't
it-
get injured.
Flag, hopefully two-hand touch.
Yes, it's two-handed.
Okay, wow. So yeah, it's tackle. I mean, people going down injuries. Matthew Jordan's down. He's down. Anyway, I just realized.
Yeah.
Matthew Jordan, and we're both wearing Jordans today.
Oh, thank you for
in honor of you.
In honor.
Yeah, thank you. I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you're no stranger to Go Idaho. We actually had you on the Boise Battles.
Yes.
And we battled it out with the finger steaks.
Finger steaks.
Yeah. Have you been back for a finger steak since the battle?
You shouldn't ask me that because that looks really bad. But no, I have not. But I will say that I had inspired others to go and get finger steaks. Some of my friends and family.
Yes.
They watched and said, yes, we need some.
What did they think? Well, because it's definitely a hit or miss
it's
item.
It's a different thing, right? It's a different thing. I think some
Agreed.
people liked it and some of them were
Confused.
confused.
That's my wife. She loves steak. Tried a finger steak. She's like, nope, not for me. She didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's probably,
It's just different. It's
Yeah.
different. You got to wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
Although I did see someone deep fry corn dog batter a rib.
like
Bone out,
with bone
I'm
in.
sure.
Bone in. Yes.
That doesn't.
It was on Bar Rescue. They were changing up the menu, and they took a rib, dipped it in corn dog batter, and deep fried it.
That sounds
It
like a
looked good.
county fair food.
It wasn't. It was a bar food.
Wow. I will try it. I would try it, but I would try anything mostly. So okay.
Yeah, I will say at I have a new location that is like 3 places down from the Big Bun. So,
Okay.
which is where which they won the finger
Yes.
steak challenge.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Big Bun is quite the organization. The owner was in here a couple weeks ago. Awesome establishment. And they're running that special right now.
Yeah, that's right. The shake.
Uh-huh.
They got the shake special going on for the holidays.
Any size. Second one's 99 cents.
Can't beat
That's
that.
a great deal.
But let's not talk about Big
No.
Bun. Let's not
I'm
talk.
sorry.
Let's talk about music makes connections. Music therapy.
Yes.
I feel like maybe you agree with this, but mental awareness has become very much a common discussion. Did I say mental awareness or mental
health
mental
awareness
health
is what
awareness?
I think you meant
Yeah,
to say.
yeah.
We'll edit it and it'll look perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're not the experts, so we're learning still.
Okay.
It's been very common, but you don't hear much about, at least I don't, music therapy as a mechanism or a tool to help someone.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about music therapy in general. Like, what is
Yeah.
that? And
Yeah, so if you're a music therapist, you're going to get, when you say that you do music therapy, everybody says, what in the world is that? Because it's just not very well known. So I have a sentence that I feel like is punchy to describe music therapy.
Hit us with it.
So I say that music therapy is using music to meet non-musical goals. So,
that's deep.
thank
That's
you.
deep.
Thank you.
That was.
Yeah. So like I play music, right? So as someone who can play music, I say I wear like 3 different musical hats. One is as a performer. If I go out and doing a gig, then my goals are all about me and it's all about music, right? I want to sing well. I want to play things. I only know a few licks on the guitar, so I want to do those, you know. Another hat would be as a music teacher. And a lot of people think that music therapy is music teaching. But if I was a music teacher, my goals are now about the student, but it's still about music, right? I want to teach them scales and chords and do all that kind of stuff. So in music therapy, I'm using music, but it has nothing to do with music. So my goals are with the person that I'm working with, but I'm trying to get them to talk more. I'm trying to get them to understand emotions. I'm trying to get them to understand social cues. And so we use music to meet non-musical goals.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's
I love that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds on this, but my oldest son, both my children are special needs. My oldest son has a lot of autistic traits. He's not autism or autistic, but he's got all kinds of, like sensory processing disorder and a bunch of other things going on. But music, he loves music. it calms him, it relaxes him. But I'm trying to think, now that you're here, I'll have to talk to you afterwards, but man, maybe there's some things that can help him socially through something that you do.
Yeah. It's I say that it's kind of a little bit of a tricky therapy, because we start working on things without them realizing that that's what we're working on. They just think we're just playing around and having a good time.
Right.
And probably from some people looking in, they would think that that's what it is. But in my mind, I'm saying, I know that they have a hard time with impulse control. And so we're doing something musically where we're working on impulse control, that kind of stuff. And because music's so motivating for people, I think it's just a great tool. I feel blessed to be able to do it.
So when you go into a session, are you bringing just an arsenal of instruments, or is it kind of client based? And how do you?
I don't know if I'd use arsenal, because that sounds like weaponry.
What?
That sounds really violent.
Tools?
No, but yes, actually, I bring in an arsenal of instruments. So I have a whole bunch of rhythm instruments that I have with me. I have my guitar, I have my keyboard, and whatever is motivating for the client is what we're going to use. But the whole goal is not to have them passively just listening. We want them to engage, because that's when they really start making progress.
Well, you said you bring with you. So are these sessions at your location or at their house, or where is all that?
So we do both. We have
okay.
a location that they can come to, which we really enjoy it when they do. And we also offer to come to their place.
Okay. Yeah, because I would imagine some have social anxieties or things like that they're like, I don't want to leave the house.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. And, some of them have some pretty significant physical limitations and things like that. So,
wow.
How long is a session?
So we call it a therapeutic hour, which means 50 minutes. I don't know why.
1-5 or 50?
50.
Okay.
50. Yeah.
Is that like a?
It's a standard therapy thing.
I was going to say, is that like a standard therapy?
It is.
Therapeutical hour is 50 minutes.
Hour is 50 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Like if you go to a counselor, that's probably what it's going to be. If you go to a speech therapist, that's what it's going to be.
Oh, interesting.
Now, I'm curious because talented music, you're talented music, obviously. How did you...
I don't think that's obvious, but...
It is. If
they listen to that row your boat, they know.
Yeah, the extra,
they know what's up.
Extra licks, as you call it.
Oh yes, licks,
in there.
Sure.
Yeah. Why? How did you get into this? How and why?
What a great question. So, I first got my degree in music, and then this is going to be shocking. I thought, like, once you have a degree, then you get a job, and it works out beautifully.
You get hired right away. That's
And so I was looking, and I found a job finally it was called a non-public special education school in Sacramento, California. Okay. And I met a music therapist, and I thought, oh, wait a second. This is melding what I love in music, which I've always actually also had a passion of working with people with developmental disabilities, with special needs. I just love that population. And so I thought, well, if I can do both, that sounds amazing. So then I went back to school for a couple of years and got certified, and then here I am doing my thing.
Wow,
that is so cool. Kids, adults, everybody here.
Yeah, kids to adults. So probably the youngest person that we've worked with was probably around 6 months. Wow. The oldest person that I've worked with was like 106.
Wow.
So yeah.
Whoa.
So there you go.
How do they find you, or it's like, because I've never thought music therapy could be the issue that I need resolved, or the no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
I don't know what I'm saying.
It's a really specialized thing, right? So when I first started off, it was a lot of education. I had to do a lot of presentations to a lot of different places, but now in the special needs circles, it's pretty well known. So I have like a wait list, and I have 3 other therapists that work with me, and so it's now they come to us because we're known in that circle.
Yeah, I think it just has to do with what circle of life you're living in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because for us with our 2 special needs boys, I knew of music therapy even back 15 years ago. We never put them in music therapy. I don't know why. Probably because it wasn't a resource that the school district was offering to us, probably.
Yeah.
And you kind of just get in your rut, and you're just like, you don't really think out of the box sometimes because you're kind of just grinding, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think, man, I wish now, if I could turn back the clock, I really do think, especially our oldest, Jonah, I think he would just love music therapy. And I think it would help him so much. I mean, I've learned just on his own, I think he's figured it out, like that music helps him cope with certain things, or even, so wow, that's cool. I love it.
So are a lot of people, are you doing a lot of education presentation about music therapy to the public still, or are you just so busy that it's kind of tough to get out there?
I don't do a ton of education to the public anymore. I mean, I'm open to it.
Yeah.
And when things happen, if I can, I like to do it. Like, if a friend asks me to do a podcast, for example, here I am doing my thing,
right here.
Right?
Yeah. Number 1 podcast in all of Idaho.
Yep.
Yes, because if that comes up, and I have to take it.
You do.
But
It's kind of like trying finger steaks.
yes.
If that's an opportunity.
Oh,
yeah.
I jumped at it. But mostly it's just working with clients, because we're pretty busy. But I mean, I actually love doing presentations. I mean, I guess I'll go here. Something that I really do want to open up is like doing more things like corporate training about like doing kind of like team building and stuff using music and things like that is something that I would love to explore going into that field. But,
Yeah.
And I think you use row your boat.
Well, I mean, we
to
could.
get the team in sync.
We could.
I know nothing about music there, but hey.
How many music therapists are there in Idaho? Is
Good
it
question.
pretty, narrow field? Is it wide open?
I mean, I should know the exact number,
That's
but
okay.
I don't know the exact number. It's probably around 15 in Idaho.
Whoa.
Yeah. So when I came here, I was the 3rd music therapist in Idaho.
Oh my goodness.
And then we've grown a lot since then.
Yeah.
You say we, so like, there's a community kind of like you guys work together, or is it? Okay.
Well, yeah. We know each other. We have like a state association. We try and get together. So
That's
like
good.
It really does feel like, because in some ways you're just trying to fight for recognition and fight for funding, like you were talking about. And so we know each other pretty well. And
that's cool. At least they're not like battling each other. Like, no, that But that just goes to show me though that the people who are in that industry, it's all about like, we got to get this out there. You're not battling for like competition. You're trying to help people. I mean, that's the whole point of it. You know, it's like, and I like that you guys actually work together. That's kind of cool.
Well, it's such a cool little niche in the industry, because you have so many people who love music, who have dreams of being a performer, but it kind of, that dream sometimes gets popped, but they still have that passion for music. And this is such a great way to keep that passion alive and kind of pursue what's in your heart.
yeah.
That's so cool.
What would you say to say there is a young musician out there who's playing is just like, man, this, I don't think I'm ever gonna make it big, or whatever they're trying to accomplish, but yet they have a passion for people and helping people. Would you recommend going down that path, or is it super difficult? I mean, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I would say go for it. I think we need great music therapists. I mean, I'm always looking to hire, to be honest, because we've got the need is much greater than the music therapists out there. And so go for it. It's you go through university and it can be challenging, but it's so worth it, and you get a really cool profession after. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's way cool. That's way cool. Do you have without obviously revealing, but does a situation stand out in your mind where your therapy really was like a breakthrough for this individual, or you finally saw relief from the parents' eyes, like, oh, hallelujah?
Yeah.
Do you have a story like that?
I have tons of stories like that. That's like my life, right? So let me give a couple. So I got my guitar.
Yes.
We're gonna do some songs.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's do this one. So I had a kid who he was just working on some life skills, and one of the life skills that he had, I'm breaking things, I'm trying not to, but one of the life skills that he had was working on was shaving.
okay.
Oh.
Right? Just daily living skills.
Yep.
And so
Stuff we work on with our boys.
Yeah. So his mom asked if I could create a shaving song.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I know this. We're gonna try it. Shave now, shave now. Shave now, shave now. Shave now, shave now. Then we're going like this. Shave it on the right side now, shave now.
Yeah.
Move it up and move it down.
Yeah.
Shave it on the right side, shave now, shave now, shave now. And then we go over the whole face.
Okay.
Dang.
And I did a recording of that song, and he plays it pretty much every morning, and that's how he shaves.
He shaves.
That's cool.
So his parents just press play. He does it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's just kind of a fun song.
Yeah.
Fun story, but
That is so cool.
That is so personal to that individual.
yes. Yeah, and
That's
that is
pretty
what-
jazzy too.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. Yeah. I do enjoy making it a little funky. Yeah. So I've got that. I'm going to do another story. This one is not as funky.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
So one of the other things that I work with is people who have had a stroke, and they have aphasia and apraxia from a stroke, meaning they have the words in their mind, but motor skills have been taken away, so they can't actually say things.
Okay.
It's a really frustrating place to be.
I bet.
They understand what's going on around them, but they can't talk. But they often can sing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that
Wow.
crazy? It's pretty cool. So because music just affects the brain in different ways, and it kind of like bypasses some of the damage that was done, and so they can sing without being able to actually speak.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I was seeing a woman who was doing that, and when we're working with them, we create different songs for them, just like really short phrase songs that they can sing, and then eventually we try and fade the music so that they can just say them. But she wanted to be able to say that she loved her granddaughters.
Oh, man.
Yes. Yeah. And so musically, it doesn't get better than this, I'm sure. But here we go. I love you, Mary. I love you, Sarah. Just like that, right?
Yeah.
And so I would work with her and do it over and over again. We would sing it over and over again. Well, her granddaughters came by, and they were talking to their parents saying, it's really sad that we never really get to talk with grandma anymore. And she just flags them down. She flags them down, and she sings, I
No
love
way.
you, Mary.
Wow.
I love you, Sarah.
Dude, you're trying to make us cry in this. That's what he's trying to do right now. Oh my
Isn't
gosh.
that cool?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man.
people must just feel like, wow, you know, like you just can't get that anywhere else.
I think so. Yeah. It's really not everything is magical, right?
Of course.
It's all work.
Yeah.
But it just offers them to work in ways that nothing else does.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes it really does just make these bridges and make connections that nothing else can.
Wow. I can imagine those grandchildren, the moment they heard that, like, was probably just, they probably just been waiting to hear Grandma talk again. And Grandma, we just want to talk with her. You know, it's like, my goodness,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So does she have to sing it? And does that tune, that's the only way it will work, is she
Yeah.
has to sing that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's kind of special in its own way too.
is.
You know, it's like those kids will remember that forever. They're gonna remember how bad it was when, you know, Grandma had a stroke and all that stuff that we couldn't talk to her. But then she used to sing to us like she loves us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
and that tune will probably be in their head for the rest of their lives. You know, hearing Grandma sing them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And I'll say that, you know, I mean, it's really, really common, especially when I first go in, for family members to just be blown away because they see their children or their loved ones, and it's hard to get past looking at just the disability, right? And then when they see that their loved one can do something that they didn't know that they could do, all of a sudden it connects them as humans, connects them as like, oh, you're more than just your disability. I remember going and seeing somebody who had dementia. And dementia is the same thing where they sometimes have a real hard time talking, but they can like sing for an hour.
Wow.
And I went in and I saw it, and then her husband he just could not stop crying, and he just kept on saying over and over, see, you do remember. You do remember. So it's just giving people those opportunities.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
Can I
huge.
share a story about my mom and Alzheimer's?
Sure.
So my mom, near the end there, I mean, she had Alzheimer's. She struggled with it for about 7 years. Probably about 2 weeks before she passed, I remember she was in the room, and my dad was running some errands, so I was in there kind of just hanging out with her. And she used to kind of get in these mental states where she would kind of just, I would say, lose her mind. She would just be seeing things and whatever else. So then I don't even know why, I just had it on my heart. I'm like, hey, Mom, do you want to sing some songs with me? And I'm thinking she can't remember anything. She doesn't know who I am. And she's like, sure. So I put on like old hymns that I remember singing in church with her and stuff. So I put on Amazing Grace. She sang the entire song, verse by verse, word by word, knew the entire thing. Halfway through, I'm just bawling my head off, you know, because I'm just crying. I can't stop crying. And we literally sang 3 or 4 songs before my dad got back. And as soon as he came in the room, I just left because I was just bawling my head. I'm like, I can't even talk. And it was one of the most, that was like a closure moment for me before my mom passed. And then she, passed a couple weeks later, but it was like, oh my gosh, I got to have that moment with her, and I'll never forget it. It was amazing. But music is, and I think I think music is God created music for a reason. Like, it's there for a reason. So what you're doing is awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's touching people, and it touches people in general,
Yeah.
and then just to have this type of session or therapy hour. Was it therapy hour? Therapeutic hour.
But I do call it a session. So
okay,
go with
so
that.
that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, to have these sessions and people can connect, and that's awesome, man. That's so cool.
Before we keep going, let's plug so where people, because people probably want to know where. So
Yeah.
it's the website is musicmakesconnections.com.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Simple enough. Any other ways to connect with you?
You can email me at matthewjordan@musicmakesconnections.com,
Okay.
or you can call me at 208-286-5508.
Boom. And you're located in Boise.
We are in Boise. Like I said, we do travel, and we travel through all of the Treasure Valley. So
Okay.
Awesome.
Now you said there's 15 other therapists here in the area. Now is that that's in Idaho in general? So Eastern Idaho, Northern Idaho. How many here in the Treasure Valley?
Oh, I would say probably like 10 of
Okay.
them are here in the Treasure Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
where more of the population
Yeah,
is. So.
totally. Now with music therapy, I know I don't want to talk about 2 years ago, but have you had more of a demand for online therapy since that kind of was the norm, or do you kind of
during
like to
COVID and everything?
Yeah, without but
yeah.
like going forward.
So that was an interesting time. That was a very interesting time. So we did do online for a while. It's really hard to do music therapy online. So as soon as we felt it was safe to go back in homes, we did that, or into our clinic, we did that. We still have just a small handful of people who still are doing things online, because we do work with really medically fragile people, and so some of them still are cautious and wanting to be, safe. So
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Totally.
Yep.
Totally. Let's see. What else do you want to?
Oh, we got to talk about his music background, right? Like what kind of music were you playing when you were younger? Like, I know you were in a couple bands. You weren't like huge, but what kind of music were you playing back then?
Yeah. So, I mean, I play all sorts of things. I do. Well, this sounds really nerdy, but like when I was younger, I was really into musical theater.
Ooh,
So I did some of that.
Like, are we talking like Andrew Lloyd Webber style?
Sure. Oh yeah. There you go. Or a little Les Mis or something like that. That was my.
There we go. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Cats is some of my favorite music. Believe it or not, dude, I
don't believe it, but that's okay. No, that's great. That's great.
Rum Tum Tiger.
Well, see, I know that it's not your favorite because it's Rum Tum Tugger.
Oh. Rum Tum Tugger. It was great. It was good though.
That's okay.
I like that. I actually like.
No,
cats.
I actually like cats too, but I also just did like the Beatles or other classic rock things. And then when I was in college, I started doing more jazz things. I played a little bit with some jazz combos, and then I did have a band. We were called Tall, Bald, and Beautiful. Oh man, we had some great songs.
So I mean, you're bald now. So you were bald back then.
I was bald. Oh, I lost my hair. I started losing my hair in high school. So.
Oh, that's you know what?
Yeah.
It makes life easier though.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Dude,
I didn't mind at all, actually.
yeah, not all of us have the head of hair that Greg has.
Oh yes.
See, but we wake up and
luscious.
we
head of
wake up
hair.
and we're ready to go.
Yeah,
We don't have
exactly.
to play games like he does.
Exactly.
So we're at the advantage, I think.
But yeah.
What's your favorite style of music to play? If you
That's you, Ken.
Oh, that's you.
whoa, phone. Spam call.
My favorite style of music to play, I really like jazz, blues, funky type of stuff. That's probably what I do a lot. So I'll even turn like any of the things I'm working with the kids just for my own entertainment. Twinkle Twinkle becomes a little bit more.
Little funky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
That's just how I do it. But yeah, so that's probably my favorite things. I did. I'm just sharing
Let's
things.
go.
So I did
That's what we do
during 2020. I actually did write a musical. I wrote my first musical, and so I did try and give that a shot too. And I'm talking with a producer in New York, and we're working on things. And
breaking news here on the podcast.
there you go.
So are they going to have like a musical play like style? Like
Yeah, absolutely.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But that's just another aspect of Matthew Jordan there. That's
I mean, you're multi-talented.
yeah. Yeah, I guess when you're like creative, like you want to create, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes my creations have to do with like helping people, which I love, and sometimes it's just like, hey, I just want to do something fun. So
Yeah.
we might need to hire Matthew to do a jingle for the podcast, like a intro jingle. Can you do jingles? Like,
oh yes.
oh
Yeah. We could do a jingle.
okay, and he can revamp the Foodie Fatty Friday song.
Oh, that's a classic.
It's a good one, but we just need. I think it needs a little bit of, maybe a little funk to it. Maybe I don't know. It is so good on it.
Yeah, we'll have to, yeah.
Okay.
Right. I
All
mean, that was
I diverse.
So, with your group session, do you do group sessions or are they all single sessions?
It's almost all individuals, but I do some groups. I go into the schools a little bit and do groups with them. And I do have a group of older adults that we do some groups, but it's mostly individuals.
Okay. How much does a session run?
Oh,
Is that billed through insurance or is it out of pocket?
what a great question. So I'm going to do a little shout out to the state of Idaho. That Idaho actually has a really cool thing where if somebody has developmental disabilities and they use this certain program, music therapy is a covered service.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and there's actually a lot of states that don't have that.
Really?
So Idaho was really forward thinking in doing that.
Now you have to qualify, obviously, to get into this program.
So the program, with kids it's called family directed services. With adults it's called self-directed services. And anybody who has a developmental disability can utilize that service. And then they just give you a budget, and you can use the budget for what you feel like is best for your child.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay,
So
I'm
it's a
going to
really
need to
cool
talk
thing.
to you after and
Yeah.
start getting some of this information.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. The music therapy is, if you come to the clinic, it's $80 a session.
Okay.
If we come to you, it's $120,
Gotcha.
just because of travel and all that. So yeah, that's how
Okay.
much it costs. But
And that's for an hour. Dude, that is not that expensive. I thought it was going to be more, honestly.
yeah,
I mean, think about it. You go, say you're going to go massage therapy, right? I mean, you're paying that much money, and this is like next level. I don't know.
yeah. I think we're really comparable. I think in what we can do for people with say speech therapy, which is quite a bit more, or occupational therapy. We kind of have the same skill sets, and we work on the same things. And sometimes the music therapy has better results. So
Yeah.
What does anxiety qualify?
oh
Because I imagine nowadays with the kids, social, there's a lot of anxiety.
yeah.
Is that
So that's looking at mental health things.
okay?
And music therapy absolutely can help with mental health. But right now there's no funding for that.
Okay.
But we've definitely seen people who it's just straight mental health things. Those things happen out of pocket. But it can be really beneficial. And like you said, I mean, there's been a huge increase in need in the mental health realm right now. And so it's definitely something.
Do you see music therapy going that direction, like under the state program, or is that? I mean, I don't. I'm just curious.
Greg,
I
that's my goodness. Politics. Right now, I think there's people who work on it. It just takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. I will say, in 2019, the health and welfare tried to make it so that music therapy wasn't a covered service.
Was not a covered service?
Under the program that I talked about. But it was really fun. It was a fight a little bit. We got some legislators involved, but I will say the department head of health and welfare took it seriously, looked at things. And then we had just a bunch of families like emailing him and saying, this is what it's done for my child. And so they now have put it just in their it's not law, but it's in their handbook and everything that it stays.
That's huge.
So
It's good.
That's so awesome for Idaho.
That was a fun experience.
Yeah, I bet. That can be chaotic,
Yeah.
for sure.
No, that's good. I've got to know some legislators now, so that's fun.
Dude, look at this guy, man. He knows legislators, writing plays in New York.
I know.
I mean, excuse us.
Well, it was a fight to get him his schedule. You're with all the just to get you down
Yeah,
here was a
it's true.
challenge.
Yeah.
So we appreciate your time.
We got to make sure we get his autograph before he leaves.
Oh, please. Yeah.
So-
I worked really hard. So my signature is really messy because when I was in the 7th grade, I was like, I'm going to get famous. So I got to do a signature that's really fast because I'm signing lots of things. It hasn't worked out, but
Well, it's coming. It's clearly coming.
clearly
coming.
if it hasn't happened by now, I don't know. But yes.
Love it.
That's cool. Just trying to think if there's anything else we need to cover with.
Well, let's throw it out this way. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you feel people need to hear about music therapy and what you do? Did we miss anything?
We talked about, I think maybe we should try to do a little bit of a music therapy intervention with you guys. See how it goes.
Like right now?
Yeah, let's do it right now. In fact, something that I do
Okay.
a lot of is I write just like improvisational music with people. That's a huge thing.
Okay.
That
So-
is awesome.
So let's try that.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Yes.
All right.
I don't know.
Dude, I'm
Do a
excited for
session.
this. Okay.
I hope that it works.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, maybe if I can I grab one of your papers? I'll just write.
I feel like this is like have you ever seen this guy on YouTube, Harry Mack?
I have not.
Okay. He's a improvisational, that's a big word for me, freestyle rapper.
Oh.
But he literally, people will just give him words and then he will just literally just freestyle about them, about that, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does
That
it.
sounds incredible. I'm not going to rap.
We're not
though.
rapping.
I'm sorry. I mean, I could try.
You could.
If that's really what you want.
I could beatbox, you could rap.
Oh.
If you want to try it, we can try, but it's not gonna.
Okay.
It's not my strength. But we
Okay,
can try.
let's
it.
go. Let's
But,
do
like,
it your way.
I don't know. What do you just throw out something that you feel like we should write a song about?
Why don't we stick with Idaho? I mean,
Yes.
Idaho for sure.
Idaho. All right, tell me about Idaho.
It's
The nature. The nature here is just incredible.
the nature?
Yep.
it's almost becoming a safe harbor for a lot of people. If we want to.
Safe harbor. Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
That is like a. That's lyrical.
Yeah, that was.
That's beautiful.
What else? Hardworking people are here for sure.
You're going deep. We can't just go like potatoes.
Well, I mean, we want to. I mean, this is a session. I feel like I need to get into the
Yes,
moment
yes,
and
yes.
pour out
see,
my.
I'm thinking like food. Like I'm just because that's where my brain goes.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
I'm
that's
gonna put the food,
Yeah,
the fun.
the food fun.
I think that, and you go hardworking people along with that. I think it's the people here that make this state great, right? So I don't know how you would.
Yeah.
Just the kindness,
Yeah, the kindness and
the openness,
yeah.
the
Yeah, we'll see. This is going to be really exciting.
Oh, okay. Do you need more?
Give me a little bit more.
Okay. Let's go with the activities. I mean, hunting, fishing, off-roading, the activities. The activities.
There's
of
also
Idaho.
a part of Idaho that isn't happy with the growth. They're not happy with maybe some resentment. There's some great people,
Okay,
but
all right. Yeah. that'll take the song in a whole different direction.
Well, I want to give you a flexibility.
We're trying to give you, whatever you can work with.
No.
The state is great,
the
it's so
resentment.
awesome, but then everybody hates you for coming. Thanks.
That's gonna. You know what? That's gonna be in the bridge. That'll be the bridge.
That's the
Okay.
bridge.
Okay.
Okay.
This is fantastic.
Okay.
What style of music do you feel like we're going with?
I think you choose. I think since you like the jazzy funk, I think you got to go jazzy funk.
Oh,
Whatever comes natural.
okay. All right. We'll just see what my fingers do.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what the fingers do. All right. Okay. I'm really kind of nervous because I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but here we go.
That's right.
We're talking about Idaho, the nature and the people, the food and the fun. Talking about Idaho. It's a safe harbor made up of people who do so many things, trying to always be kind, even though there's some resentment. Idaho,
Yes.
Idaho, safe harbor, Idaho.
Yeah.
Wow, that was amazing. That was awesome.
That was great.
Man, just on the spot.
Yeah,
There it is.
Yeah,
It is a safe harbor, even though there is some resentment.
No, I think that made it just. It gave it different levels, so that was
Totally,
beautiful.
Yeah, that was fantastic. A 10 out of 10. I can see why
100%.
New York wants you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that they want me. I'm trying to get my toe.
That's all right. That was awesome.
That was great,
fantastic.
man.
Yeah.
That was
awesome.
Oh my gosh. Good stuff.
I loved it, man. I think what you're doing is awesome. I think
Yeah.
people in Idaho, they just need to reach out if they weren't aware of it. I mean, what a great tool, you
Yeah.
know? I mean, connecting people, helping people, and honestly, just giving families some hope and some grandchildren, we heard, just some hope that things can still move along. So,
Yeah, and if you want to get in touch with Matthew, website, we'll put it down. Everything's going to be down in the description, either or if you're listening on the podcast or if you're watching on YouTube. Everything will be down in the description. The website, musicmakesconnections.com. Email Matthew Jordan at musicmakesconnections.com.
That's it, yeah.
Or the phone number will list that as well.
absolutely. Matthew,
All right.
thank you.
Hey, thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Alrighty.
Yeah.